Today, I do not have a full face of makeup on because a few weeks ago, I did this video over on my main channel where I bought vintage versus new beauty products. I did a full face of makeup and beauty in the 1920s, the 1970s, and now. And yes, I did buy authentic beauty products from the 1920s. But I was too afraid to actually use it because A, I feel like this stuff belongs in a museum and I would literally feel bad using it. B, I don't know what kind of plague I would unleash on my face if I put makeup this old on. But a bunch of you guys left dozens of comments on that video telling me about this cosmetics brand that recreates old-fashioned makeup. It's called BESAME, and it's good. I mean, like the replicas, they look good. They look like the actual old-fashioned makeup. And it's not just roaring 20s makeup that they have. They have replicas of all of these products from a bunch of different decades, from the 1920s to like the 1960s. They also have nail polish, fragrances, a bunch of fun stuff. And today, we're doing a full face of makeup with it. Welcome back to my secret second channel. Okay, look at this bag. The bag even matches the authentic 1920s makeup. Like the colors. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So this is our real makeup and I'm excited to side by side it with some of the replica makeup. So I couldn't do a full face with like specifically just 1920s from this website because they didn't have like a full routine from specifically the 1920s. So some of this is from like the 30s, 40s. Oh, it's gonna be fun though. Oh my gosh, even just the cardboard packaging looks high quality. Also, I love that this brand is family owned. It's all produced in California. It is cruelty free and designed for sensitive skin, which I have, so I appreciate that. Also, this is not sponsored. I bought all of this stuff, but obviously I love to shout out and support a small business when I get the chance, so. This is so cool. Even like the fonts that they use on the packaging looks a lot like the old fashioned fonts on the old makeup. Okay. Here's our little powder compact. This is the first step in our beauty routine. This is specifically called the Peggy Invisible Setting Powder. 1946 is the shade. So what I can gather from the website is that they have like their product and then each shade is kind of named after and themed after a certain decade or year. We paid $22 for this little thing. For reference, a little compact like this from the actual 1920s back in the day was like 25 cents. So, inflation. Okay, and what is so interesting and cool about these products is it's empty. But that's because it's refillable. I remember saying in my vintage versus new beauty video that back in the day, the compacts used to be so high quality and then you just pay for refills, which I feel like is way less wasteful, makes it way more affordable to keep buying makeup. So it's cool that they brought that back. So we have our little compact and then we also bought the insert that goes inside. It's a magnet. Okay, I was wondering if it would just be loose in here, but it literally magnets into place. That is brilliant. This is so great. Okay, let's try it out. I already put my liquid foundation on my face, so now we're just going to set it into place. I think the only thing that could have leveled up this powder for me is if the tin was actually metal. I still think that would be cool. It's just plastic, because back in the day, they were metal. It still has the appearance of a metal case though. Okay, it goes on very light, this specific shade that I got, which is actually very fitting because in the 1920s, that was the trend, was to put on makeup that was quite a few shades lighter than your actual skin tone because they believe it made you look more youthful. Okay, cute. I like this. It's very subtle. It obviously needs like a base underneath it, but that's pretty good stuff. Oh, I just love that it's refillable too. And even the little poof is gold with the logo on it. Very well done. Our next step is blush, aka rouge is what they called it back in the day. Okay, so here are all of the shades that they have. I got the apricot one, which is a more like natural modern shade. But one thing that fans of this brand really appreciate is that they do the bright, fun shades. Because those are hard to find, but that's what blush looked like back in the day. It was very bright, very dramatic. We paid $28 for this. Back in the 1920s, this would have cost you like 10 cents. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Okay, either the base of this is like glass or it's a really thick plastic. The packaging on this one's nice. Wow. Okay, how's this gonna look on me? Oh, okay, so it's clearly very pigmented, but I would say it's also very blendable, which that is an issue I have with cream blushes sometimes, is it just ends up looking really patchy, but this one's actually blending really nicely. Oh, the question is, do I apply it like I would now, or do I apply it like they would in the 20s? Because I feel like in the 20s, they just put it right in the middle of their cheeks, but now we kind of go up on the cheekbone. I'm filming a video after this, so I'm gonna try to apply this how I normally would, so I don't look crazy. Okay, that's cute. cute. Yeah, color I like, formula I like, but how does it compare to the 1920s blushes? Okay, so I actually have a whole bunch of different kinds of old 1920s blush. We have a couple of different pressed powders, but I actually do have a cream blush from the 1920s. And even though I don't want to put it on my face, I kind of want to swatch it and just see how it compares to our new one. Is it more pigmented? Is it less? I actually don't want to put it on my own hand either though, so I have a little help. Our creepily accurate mannequin hand. I really wish you guys could feel this. It feels like real skin. Name her thing. Okay, here we go. So here's our 1920s Westmore Hollywood. I can't believe it's still like creamy. That's what really throws me off about this. This is 100 years old. We're gonna dip it in the 1920s. I mean, it still works, which is impressive. I wouldn't say super well. Okay, let's see how this one compares. Our BESAME one. Layer on there and you know, a little smoother, a little more pigmented. Back in the day though, this was probably good stuff, just, you know, not in its prime anymore. Surprisingly, the shades are like kind of similar though. Okay, so the difficult thing about small businesses is sometimes they're out of stuff. And when we were ordering this stuff, I think they were out of most of the eyeshadows. But then like, for example, now they're out of the mascara, which we did get. So for my eyeshadow look, I'm gonna try a fun hack from the 1950s. So Marilyn Monroe back in the day, before she would put on her makeup, she would slather her face in good old Vaseline. But another thing that she did with this stuff is after she put on her makeup, she would cover her eyes in the Vaseline to give her eyes like a glowy look. So I'm gonna try it and see what happens. It could be cute. I feel like it's just gonna feel weird, but here we go. Honestly, it feels great, and I do feel like it creates a really natural looking highlight, and it's like an all-day eye mask. Okay, Marilyn, you were onto something. Let's bring this back. I'd much rather do this than apply eyeshadow every day. I wonder how long it's gonna last. Nice, okay. Eyeshadow done. Okay, the next two products are the ones that I am the most excited for. I keep seeing that hand out of the corner of my eye and it's freaking me out. Okay, first up is lipstick. An absolute staple if we're doing vintage makeup. Okay, so like I said, this comes in a whole bunch of different shades and each shade kind of represents a specific year. This one is the 1920s one, I believe. And I think this specific shade of red was the first one that they recreated, like the cosmetics company. This is so pretty. I love the pattern, the gold. Here's our actual 1920s versus the replica. Once again, I think it's just plastic, not actual metal, but that's okay. It's beautiful. That really is the perfect shade of red. Oh my gosh, and I love that the logo is on the side of the lipstick. That's so great. Okay, the lipstick shape is interesting. Do you see that? It's like a tapered square instead of the normal lipstick shape that we're used to. That must have been a thing back in the day. So like I said, it comes in tons of colors. Most of them are like the typical lipstick shade, but they do have this one. It's called Magic Pink, but it looks blue. I feel like I have to order that and see what happens. Maybe it's like color changing or something. This was $29 for a lipstick. Seems like a lot. Back in the day, lipstick was like 10 or 20 cents. Okay, so this is a semi-matte. It says that it is subtly vanilla flavored. Ooh, it smells like vanilla too. Should I lick it and see if that's true? I don't taste anything, but it smells like vanilla. Okay, let's put it on. I wipe my chapstick off. I don't wear red lipstick very often, so I'm kind of nervous about this. I feel like it's kind of like eyeliner too, where I'll like do one side and then the other and then it doesn't match, so I just keep adding to it until I accidentally completely overline my lips, but here we go. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love the square shape. I feel like it makes it easier to apply. Okay, I love the formula, I love the shade, but honestly what I love most about it is the shape of the lipstick. Let's bring this back. Ooh, how does the shade of this one compared to the actual 1920s one? Let's open it up. Okay, the one I have is definitely more of a pinky shade. So honestly, our replica is probably more accurate to the time period than the actual one I have. Ooh, should I swatch my old lipstick? I kind of want to. Okay, so first here's our replica lipstick. Very smooth, very bright. Because I didn't swatch this at all in my main channel video. I just want to see what it looks like. Here is our actual 1920s. Oh. Oh no. It's a little dry. Sad. I mean, it looks like it would have been a cute color back in the day. Very pink. Interesting. Okay, and now for the product I'm maybe the most excited about. We have the BESAME replica of the Cake Mascara. If you watched my video, you'll know that mascara way back in the day, 100 years ago, didn't come in a tube like we know it to come in now. It came in this little container that you'd open up, and there's this little like brick or cake of color. You take this tiny toothbrush looking thing, wet the cake, mix it all up, and then brush it onto your eyes. And unfortunately, we did do an experiment with my one from the 1920s, and I put it on my mannequin and literally nothing happened. But I did learn that one of the main ingredients in this is wax, so maybe the wax dried up, and so there's nothing for like the pigment to stick to. I don't know, but I'm excited to try a replica and see if this one actually works. Okay, this was only $17, which I feel like was a pretty good price for this. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And it actually comes in a tin. No way. Natural lash enhancer and eyeliner and brow definer. Eyeliner? How? So maybe this is how the girlies in the 20s did their eyebrows as well. From what I could find with that, they would literally like shave off their eyebrows and then draw them on. With black though? Interesting. Open. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. So there's a spoolie side and then there's a really thin brush side that you must use for your eyeliner. This is so cool. Okay, I love seeing the texture of this in brand new version because it does kind of feel like a soap, which makes sense when you get it wet, it turns into like a sudsy paste. I can't wait to try this. So back in the 1920s, I think I told you in my main channel video, they would actually just like spit on this to get it wet, which is kind of gross to me. So we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna use a little bit of water instead. Once again, the replica might be more accurate to the time period than the 1920s thing I got, because I think it was typical for it to come in a tin, whereas my 1920s one is just in cardboard. So this was probably like the more affordable drugstore version, and then a nicer version would actually look like this. Also, our replica comes with literally like 4 times more actual makeup than the 1920s one did, so they're not stingy. Okay, it just says 1 or 2 drops of water, so you don't even need much. That's literally 2 drops. Is that it? Okay, and then just swirl it around until it turns into a black paste. Okay, it's working. But in order to find out if it really truly works, I'm bringing back our mannequin friend. These are the exact same lashes that I tested my actual 1920s mascara on. As you can see, basically nothing happened. So let's see this time. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, it did something. It's definitely gonna take a few layers. Okay, you know what's nice about this formula though, even though I feel like it takes longer to apply? It's not chunky. You don't have to worry about chunky, flaky mascara because it's truly like a paint, which maybe isn't gonna add length necessarily like a modern day mascara would, but it's definitely gonna add color and the appearance of more volume. Okay, that's working a little bit better than our 1920s real mascara for sure. Okay, I think I'm ready to try it on myself. I will say it's a little bit messy, like it was kind of flicking all over my mannequin's face, so hopefully I don't do that and ruin all my makeup so far. Okay, cute. And lower lashes. Yeah, it's a little messy, but I do like it on my lower lashes because oh my gosh, and it does not come off your skin if you get it on your skin. You know, it's just gonna take some practice, this one, I think. I would say if you buy this product, you're mostly buying it for the experience. There's a learning curve a little bit. It's fun though. Apparently once it dries though, it's supposed to be super long lasting. The website literally says, used regularly in the golden age of cinema, long lasting, swoon worthy formulation that doesn't even smudge under the hot filming lights. So that's nice. It's also a much more natural product than most like drugstore today mascaras. There's only 7 ingredients, and the main one is a natural wax, this stearic acid. I looked it up and it's like a vegetable wax. And now for our last step in our 1920s beauty routine, because BESAME actually has decades of eyelashes. These ones are from the 1920s. I thought they were so unique and interesting looking, and turns out in the 1920s they did actually wear lashes like these with like the little black droplets on the ends. I looked it up and apparently in film these were good because they didn't talk in the movies back in the day. They had to be very expressive with their eyes, and this look enhanced that. Although apparently it was very difficult to accomplish this. You would have to literally take tiny dots of black wax and stick it to the girl's eyelashes. But Now they make stick-ons like that. Oh my gosh, they feel so cool. Okay, let's put them on. What do we think? Do I look more expressive with these lashes on? Should I wear them in my thumbnails from now on? They're kind of cool looking. A very interesting choice. And it looks like, from the pictures that I'm seeing, sometimes they would even do this on the bottom lashes to make it even more dramatic. Okay, so pretend like I have eyeshadow on and my eyebrows are shaved off and drawn on thin and high, and I kind of look like I'm from the 1920s now. Overall, I think this brand is super cute. I think they did a really good job, and the products are actually very good quality. So thanks to all of you that recommended it. That was fun. Make sure to check out all of my other fun makeup reviews if you haven't binge watched those yet, and we will see you guys in the next video. Say bye, YouTube.